everybody. How you doing tonight? It's Hot Rod Bob, and you've got gas. The Great American Auto Scene. We're back on Facebook Live at GotGas.com, and we've got a great show for you tonight with a lot to talk about. And our normal group of nutcases are here.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Behind the scenes, it's
We're not
always
a group.
the beautiful Bruce Barker.
Why, thank you.
Yeah,
what do you think of my brand new shirt?
I like it. I think we've all got them now.
That's right.
You know,
Speak up shirt.
Speak up, yes. Yeah, we've all got gas.
No. You
What?
have gas. I don't have gas.
Oh, no, you're
I
a
have
lady.
nitromethane.
That's what it is, yes. Right now, she's got her hair covering the logo that we spent all
so
this
sorry.
money on for publicity.
Here we go.
There we go. See, she does have gas. We've got a lot going on tonight, but the main focus of tonight is talking about Irwindale Speedway and Drag Strip. Tim Huddleston in studio with us, and we're ready to take your calls when you get in there to find out what's hot, what's not, and what's going to be going on at Irwindale Speedway and Drag Strip. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, Bob, doing wonderful. Super happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
No, we're glad you could be here because you've got a lot of exciting things going on. You've already made a number of changes. One of the biggest changes to start with is an all-new drag strip pavement. And that's taken away the whoopty. I understand some of the guys are complaining now. They're not bouncing at the end.
That's
Thank
absolutely.
God. That whoop-de-woo was really whoop-de.
Yeah, for sure.
Tim is our hot rod hero. We have a real hot rod hero in studio. He's saving Irwindale and fixing the whoop-de.
It is. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the team and what's going to be coming on in the near future?
Well, we got a lot of neat things coming on at Irwindale Speedway and Drag Strip. My wife, Lisa, and I really, when we found out the news that it was going to close down, were heartbroken and was like, wow, we've raised our kids there and realized that we needed to do anything and everything we could do to try to preserve racing in Southern California because, you know, it's no secret. If Irwindale Speedway would have gone away, it would never, ever have been another racetrack in Southern California like that. You just couldn't do it. You know, property, you know, too much to build. It just couldn't be done. So we got to preserve it. We got to protect it for our kids and the future hot rodders of America need a place to call home, and that's what Irwindale Speedway is. It's the hot rodders' home.
Yeah, it's the drag
and
strip.
home of the Demolition Derby,
That's
which I am
right.
totally
Yes.
addicted to.
Yes, and we got you addicted to that during my wedding.
Yes.
Because, as some of our viewers know, I got married on the starting line during Night of Destruction. My wife and I figured that'd be a good night to get married. So we did. And we're going to do that again. We'll talk about that at another show, but there's lots going on. March 10th is the opening night, official opening night of the Speedway, and that is going to host Night of Destruction. And you're going to have late model, correct?
We are actually having a spec late models.
Spec late models, okay.
And we announced this morning, and I'll announce a second name now, but we are going to run an IROC race.
Oh.
Irwindale Race of Champions.
There you go.
So
There you go.
we have 8 identically prepared spec late models.
Okay.
They were all built by Race Car Factory in Irwindale, California, and they're identical. Everyone is exactly the same as the next. And we're going to have all Irwindale and West Coast champions, 8 of them, compete against each other and race at the opening night here at Irwindale Speedway. Pretty excited about it.
That is great. That's a great idea. Now, are these close to the cars that they have at LA Racing?
Very close. Actually, they are the new cars. We're going to be revamping LA Racing here in about 60 more days. We're going to go in and completely change the fleet over to these cars.
Okay.
So these are exactly the cars that are going to be in LA Racing.
All right.
So we're going to let the champs go give them a run for their money first.
There you go.
And then we'll put them into LA Racing and see how they do.
That's great. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with LA Racing, this is where you actually drive the car. You don't have a pace car in front of you. You don't have a limiter on the throttle. You get to race. You drive the car, and I've actually just signed my wife up for it.
Oh, wonderful.
That was her Valentine's gift.
That's
so
great.
She's going to go racing, and she's real excited about it. She's gotten into hanging around me. She's gotten more and more involved in cars and racing, and this is just one of those things that it's one of her bucket list things. She's going to do it, and you can too.
That's
I
amazing.
will.
But, yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm levitating. I'm so excited.
Well, and my wife is actually driving at the Rusty Wallace in a couple of weeks at Pomona. But then after that, it's LA Racing.
LA Racing, let's go.
There you go. Let's do it. Let's
You
do
bet.
it.
Absolutely.
So we got lots going on. Then Thursday night, as always, we've got Thursday Night Thunder on the drag. So we're going to start something new this week. And it's going to be the King of the Dale. And it's Irwindale. And we're going to have a bracket race. 16 cars, I believe it is the maximum. And we're going to get them out there. It's $20 to race. Then to get into the King of the Dale, which is a money race. You get money back. So there's an entry fee into that. 100% going back to the winner. Knowing some of the racers, though, they'll probably say, okay, we're in the final. We'll split it regardless of who wins. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
But that's up to them. But we're going to put that out there so you can get to do that. There's Summit Series races coming on. We're going to try and do some other things. I know one of the things I've talked to you about, and I'm trying to get it coordinated right now, is a Los Angeles County Raceway reunion. And we're going to do that in conjunction with a Summit Series race. So it's going to be a race where we get a lot of the guys that used to race LA County Raceway anyway, LACR. They're there for the Summit race. We're going to bring back in everybody that we can and meet and greet, bench race, talk about the old days. But that's bracket racing, and that's racing. And now Thursday night, that's a great place. We run about 200 cars down there on a typical Thursday night. $20, run your car. You can be there. If you don't like your car, bring your wife's car out, bring your girlfriend's car out. You get real brave, bring both. But you never know. You can come out there and race. It's Run With Your Brung racing. It doesn't have to be a race car. Come on out and join us at Irwindale Drag Strip on a Thursday night. $10 to come in and watch. Lots of people do that. Then come in, $20, race a car. And we see everything out there. It's not just hardcore race cars. Yes, we're going to have a 16-car field, but we also have everything. Hondas, Toyotas, Kias. We've even had a smart car. And I'm understanding, I got a contacted from Diane Branham. Now, Diane Branham runs a 5-second Nova at Irwindale. She's decided, since we're going to have this King of the Dale, she's bringing out her smart car.
And she's going to try to get it. That's right.
So she's going to be Queen of the Dale.
She could be.
Could be.
Okay, good.
I mean, and she manhandles this Nova to a 5. She ran 5:67, I think it was, last week at Irwindale. This gal is quick. It's a big block-powered car. Jimmy, her husband, Jimmy Branham, builds the motors and the cars. They're show-quality cars. The body is shiny, and everything underneath is as well. But we've got a lot going on. Now, what other things can we expect from Irwindale? You got new pavement. You got new events. You're bringing in a special announcer that the Southern California area knows for sure this March 10th. Who's that?
You bet. We're pretty excited at Irwindale Speedway to announce that Larry Supermouth Huffman is going to be our announcer opening night at Irwindale Speedway. They'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
There you go. That I like that. Yeah.
That's it. Be there.
Yeah, we grew up with Huffman. I mean, I remember the story about Larry was he was a box boy at a grocery store. Got started doing the announcing, and I go, yeah, that's the same path I followed. But Larry, he was the voice. If you wanted motocross racing, he was the guy in L.A. County that did motocross, or actually all over. Indian dudes, every place. Yeah, he was the guy. And you listened to him, and you aspired to, you wanted to go out just because it was so exciting listening to him. And that's what it was going to be. All right, so you've got that. What's the regular season going to be like? You got a full schedule of NASCAR.
Oh, yeah, we're packed. March 10th is Night of Destruction, our first night when we're going to have our IROC race and have all of our champions run, blow the place up. We're going to have a jet car burn down, destruction derby, trailer race, enduro race, figure 8 race. We've packed it all in. It's going to be the largest Night of Destruction yet. We've taken every division from all of the Nights of Destructions, and we're going to run them all at once. Ooh. So we're running an enduro. We're running a flagpole race. You've got to go and run around a flagpole and keep going on the 3/8 mile. So we're doing a lot of different things like that. We're going to have 6 Night of Destructions throughout the year.
Good.
Those are already booked on the website. We'll have 12 stock car nights. So we're going to have the late models, the mini stocks, street stocks, trucks, the Irwindale race trucks, legend cars, and bandoleros. So we'll have a full night of those, 12 times a year. We're going to have 2 guest appearances from the Southwest Tour Series, which is a pretty sporty, fast division. They're going to come with the Lucas Oil Modifieds. So we'll have those guys on the same night, which will be just an action-packed night. We've secured the deal last Friday, and they announced on the website Moon Eyes is back.
All right.
So we are bringing Moon Eyes back. It's definitely, a Moon Eyes place. We love that event. We're very excited that Chico over there at Moon Eyes brought the event back to Irwindale Speedway. And we've announced Drift. Right, Monday this week we announced Drift. Irwindale is the house of drifts. There is nowhere better for the World Finals for Drift than Irwindale Speedway. So pretty excited about that. We have a monster truck show coming in the middle of the year. We're going to bring a bunch of monster trucks in and do some jumping around, and as well as tons of studio stuff. Every day the phone rings, and if you notice, anybody watched the Super Bowl, saw the Steven Tyler commercial, right? That was pretty amazing. That was our own Irwindale Speedway. We've got a TV show coming out in a couple weeks to do a show. So look for Irwindale on TV in more ways than one.
Yeah, maybe dirt and midgets.
Yes, we've absolutely secured the King of the Wings. In November, we're going to bring out the King of the Wings, and they're going to bring their midgets and wing cars out there to do some stuff. That's in late November.
Kind of like another turkey night.
That's exactly right. It's an early turkey night.
Early turkey.
You bet.
Yeah, early turkey. That's good.
That's it.
So lots of events going to be happening there at Irwindale. Lots going to be changing. Now, like we talked, the drag strip is all brand new. What other things can we see that are people going to notice right off the bat?
Well, you notice right when you walk in the front door, we've added 535 seats and new grandstands right at the left side of the door when you walk in. Because the Knights of Destructions are so big and Moon Eyes is so big, we're pretty excited about that and being able to add all the seats and bring a lot of new people to Irwindale. We've got a new sound system that just went in, new speakers, all that kind of stuff to be able to really make a difference. We have a new kid zones going in over in the Chalet Village. We're going to do a lot of stuff with the winners, and all of the top 3 are going to go to Victory Lane for their family pictures, and we got a photographer over there so that they can get their picture. And that night, boom, they're gonna get their picture right off the press with them and their family, just like the horse races. Where everybody stands in front of the thoroughbred. So we're going to do that. One of the very cool things that any racers are listening, are going to be real happy to hear. We're going really old school with payouts. Oh. So Saturday night, the payout, the winnings, the check doesn't come in the mail anymore. You're going to get paid cash Saturday night at the bar. So you're going to go to the snack bar at the end of the night, be able to enjoy a beverage or two, and we'll be able to do payouts right there that night. That's old school. That's the way that's the way it used to be in 25, 30 years ago in racing.
All right, now we talk about racing. You are a racer. You come from a racing background all the way back to your in-laws.
Yeah, absolutely. My father-in-law, Roran Orn Prosser, was a 5-time Saga Speedway champion. Won a lot of races. I've got a 1979 Stock Car magazine, and on the front cover it says, "World's greatest stock car driver ever." With a little question mark, and it says Orn Prosser. And inside there's a whole 5-page spread on him and all the races he won. So he's a racer. My wife's grown up around racing, Saga Speedway, and all that kind of stuff. And this will be my 30th year in racing this year. This is our 30th year.
You started at -3?
Something like that.
Something like that,
Yep. Definitely -3 started that.
All right, so you talk about being around racing. You have driven it. You're a 3-time champion at Irwindale.
Yep, absolutely. We started. I actually started racing as a high school auto shop project with 6 of my buddies. In high school, our senior high school project, we built a 69 Chevelle, and we took it out to Saga Speedway. Wow. And at the time, we're like, young kids and loving cars and had the passion of an automobile, but just really didn't have any guidance. Now our auto shop teacher at the time was an amazing guy, and he helped us, but he really didn't know that much. So we got out the manual. We got out the auto shop manual that taught us how to work on a car. Said set the 30 pounds to tires to 32 pounds all the way around. And check the dipstick oil and make sure the car was good to go. So we did that. As you know, we got to the racetrack and we're not very fast because the auto shop manual doesn't tell you how to make a car turn left. It tells you how to make a car go straight down a racetrack. Or down the street.
Streets. Yeah.
So we stumbled our way along, and we had a great time. And we learned how to race and kind of built a race team from there.
All right. Now your son is also now a 3-time champion at Irwindale.
Yep.
Both of you drove in the late model class, correct?
Correct. Yep.
But he started out something different.
He started in the Bandolero.
Yeah. Now, what's the Bandolero? Because, all right, a lot of people that watch us are into drag racing, and they think, okay, you got the junior dragster category for kids. NASCAR doesn't do anything for kids, but that's not quite true.
That's correct. Yeah, a Bandolero is basically NASCAR's version of a junior dragster. So it's a go-kart that's got a full body on it and full suspension. So it's not rigid. It's got full suspension in the back with springs and shocks and all that. But it's just a little bit bigger to go-kart. It's only 10 feet long. Looks pretty sporty with a body and all that. Full roll cage. And it's got a 30 horsepower Briggs & Stratton.
30 horse?
That's pretty tuned up. So it's probably more than 30.
Yeah.
They'll do 70 miles an hour, 2 inches off the ground at Irwindale Speedway around the 3rd mile.
Oh, that's great. So
I'm going to do that now.
You're going to do that now. Yeah, I can see you in a Bandolero first.
In that LA driving thing, I'm going to do the Bandolero.
You would, yes. You'd probably be better off than that. The thing about that's really good is it's lowered already.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Good.
All good.
I'm happy. It takes a racer to do a race the right way.
Yeah.
Like I said, you are our hot rod hero. I am so excited that Irwindale is finally going to flush out the way it should have always been.
That's cool.
So, yeah, and thanks to Justice Brothers for that, too.
You bet.
Yeah, why don't you tell us who you're not alone in this. You've got a lot of support. Who's supporting you in the endeavor to keep Irwindale alive?
You bet. Bob Brancotti, a gentleman who owns a car dealership, a Ford dealership, literally walking distance from where we are right now. Sunrise Ford in North Hollywood and Sunrise Ford in Fontana. Okay. Bob is a huge fan of racing in Southern California. He owns a K&N team, which is the division that is exactly like the Cup cars you see on TV, but they race on the West Coast. He owns 3 of those cars. My son's actually going to be driving for him this year, which we're pretty excited about that. So Bob was just a huge contributor to the program. He's one of our partners in it. We've got Ed Justice from Justice Brothers Car Care Products, JB Products, literally synonymous with racing in Southern California, right? I mean, JB has literally been there. Some of the cool stuff about JB that most people don't even know, Ed Justice Sr. was at the Streamline Hotel in 1959 at the meeting when they formed NASCAR.
Wow.
He sat at the hotel. That's where NASCAR was formed with Big Bill France. And he sat at that meeting as a sponsor because Justice Brothers at the time was Justice Brothers Distributing, Wynn's Friction Proofing. And they distributed Wynn's oil. Right. And Ed Justice went to Bill France and says, look, I've got this idea. He said, I want to sponsor NASCAR. He goes, but I want to put a logo not just on one car. I want to put a logo on every car. There you go. And in exchange for that, I want to make these cars look really professional, and I want to make them look really cool. So we're going to take these race teams who are running around here in, overalls and junkyard clothes, and we're going to make them all custom uniforms. Smokey Unix Garage, the Wood Brother,
there you go.
All embroidered on the back of their shirts. That was all a brainchild and sponsored and done by Ed Justice from the Justice Brothers.
What do you know?
So not only did he start contingency decals, if anybody's ever seen a NASCAR, right. The fenders are loaded with contingency decals. Well, that was Ed Justice that came up with that idea. Well, not only did he do that, but he created the pit crew uniforms that they all wear today. Well, you see the NASCAR pit crew guys, they're running around in uniforms like they're going out of style. So Justice Brothers, synonymous with racing. Super proud to have them.
And they were big in IndyCar, too.
Huge. In 1950, Ed Justice went to his friend Frank Curtis from Curtis Craft Midgets, and they built a car, and they took it to the 1950 Indianapolis 500. and they entered it with a guy named Johnny Parsons.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar? I've heard of him?
Yeah.
Run around a few times.
Yeah.
So they built this car, and they entered it in their very first Indianapolis 500, and they won. Lo and behold,
Wow.
it started raining 3/4 of the way through the race, and who was leading the race but Johnny Parsons. So they win the race. Instant overnight success. Front page of every newspaper across the country was Justice Brothers products.
There you go.
Okay, they had literally 80 times growth
Wow.
that they did from January 1st to May. From May to the end of the year after that Indianapolis 500, they had 80 times the growth. So
Wow.
8,000% increase. Can you imagine in those times, they didn't have Facebook, they didn't have the internet, they didn't have that. So when you had your product on the front page of every newspaper, that was it. That's how JB got started.
Wow. And you think about that. You can go to the Justice Brothers Museum during the week. It's free. You go in there during normal business hours during the week. It's in Duarte, California, and go through the collection. They've got a lot of race cars there, a lot of cars that are unique. I always like going over there, looking at some of the midgets and some of the off-road vehicles that are there, and then some of the customs. There's a whole group of 32 Fords in there. It's just a great collection of cars, and it's absolutely free at the Justice Brothers headquarters. Now, Justice Brothers was started with Ed Sr.,
Correct.
Zeke,
And Gus.
and Gus.
Yep.
And Ed Jr. is now running the operations.
You bet.
Keeps things going, and it's good to see him back. I know I talked to him a few years ago before 211 got involved, and yeah, he hated to see the place going at that point.
Absolutely.
And we had lost something. And now here's the opportunity. He's there. He's been there just about every Thursday night with you.
Absolutely.
You know,
You
watching
bet.
the drag racing. And,
Absolutely.
he even brought his Porsche out.
Yes.
And racing. I didn't
Absolutely.
realize he was behind the wheel, and you
Yep.
know, we were talking about his $150,000 Porsche going down the track.
That's
at
right.
Irwindale.
That's right.
I think we had a
That thing's pretty
Maserati
fast.
alongside it. We had $300,000 worth of cars on the starting line.
How about that?
But that's not uncommon. We get Maseratis, we get Lamborghinis, we got a killer Tesla that comes out, and he's blowing the doors off the Hellcats.
How are you supposed to beat one of those?
You got to try hard.
Yeah.
I mean, here it is. I mean, off the shelf, all he does is charge it up a little bit, and there it goes. It's the world's quickest golf cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be taking a break in just a couple of moments. Bruce is going to cue up an old commercial for us. Moon Eyes is one of the people that helps bring racing action and gas to the airwaves. And we're going to be going right to that right now.
In the world of speed, the dragster ranks as the #1 choice of youngsters with a touch of daring and adventure in their blood. For a few fleeting seconds on a quarter-mile strip, the driver enters another world, crosses over into a new frontier. But a record-shattering adventure on the hot quarter-mile is more than a simple endeavor of one man. It takes a mechanic, a driver, a designer, and the assembled knowledge of the many manufacturing concerns who cater exclusively to speed requirements. Thousands of parts come together in one master plan to create a dragster built to perform according to the ideas of the designer, tuned by the mechanic, and guided by the firm hand of the driver. And so, the personality of a dragster emerges, a personality known as Moon Eye. It has been said that drag racing is 95% work and 5% driving. The driver pays for his brief moment of speed with a tedious list of things to be done before the car can make another run. Safety chute repacking usually takes the longest and requires the help of a number of people. Here at Pomona, California, driver Gary Cagle and owner Dean Moon prepare Moon Eyes for a very special trip down the quarter-mile strip, the final run. for Moon Eyes is retiring. Built by Dean Moon as a quarter-mile test bench for the many speed products he manufactures or distributes, Moon Eyes has hung up an impressive record in speed. Winner in class at the NHRA Nationals in Indianapolis and again at the Winter Nationals in Pomona, Moon Eyes has scored with top speed records of 163.09 miles per hour and an elapsed time of 8 98/100 seconds. Last-minute plug inspection and Moon Eyes is ready to pull up on the line, ready to unleash the power in the 300 cubic inch blown engine in one last burst of speed. Is over and Moon Eyes has retired. At the drag strip, the car is loaded on the trailer for the beginning of a long journey with many stops. Moon Eyes will never run again, but it'll still live in polished beauty as a traveling showpiece, an example of the high craftsmanship of modern speed merchants. Purchased from Dean Moon by the Revell Model Manufacturing Company, Moon Eyes will live for many years to come, not only as a traveling exhibit, but as a 1/25th scale model available in hobby and toy shops throughout the nation. When you see Moon Eyes today, listen carefully. You may still hear the cheering crowd and the thunder of that last final run.
Mrs. Mildred Frankler of Teterboro, New Jersey, if you can identify the lowest list price car built in America, you will win our grand prize. Is it Pinto, Vega, or Gremlin? Gremlin! That's right! Gremlin has the lowest list price! You have won our grand prize! Dinner for one at Burger World!
I want the car!
No, AMC Gremlin, the lowest list price of any car built in America.
The car is his new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. The place, his hometown, Beverly Hills.
There I am, folks, and frankly, I didn't believe this till I actually tried it myself. Full power steering in the new DeSoto makes parking a cinch. You can turn the wheel with just one finger. It's as easy as dialing a phone. And if you want to dial a phone, I have some pretty good numbers.
Out on the road, too, DeSoto's full power steering makes control of the car easier and safer all of the time. Not just some of the time. You can prove this yourself by going to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and taking the DeSoto 5-mile trial. And you'll be amazed at the power DeSoto brings you. You'll see that 160 horsepower Fire Dome V8 that gives you power with smoothness never before achieved, and on regular gasoline.
And don't forget those big DeSoto brakes. Man, how they stop.
What DeSoto feature is this supposed to stand for, Groucho?
Fenneman, have you ever seen a pickup like this?
As a matter of fact, I haven't. Friends, stop at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow. Take the 5-mile trial.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Take the 5-mile trial in either one of the great new 1952 DeSotos. The mighty new 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the handsome new DeSoto Power Master 6. Two great values from DeSoto.
All right, welcome back. You've got more gas coming your way here tonight, the Great American Auto Scene. On the phone with us right now, we've got Cassie and Chaz. They're going to be putting on a charity car show later this year. How you doing, guys? You there?
Yeah, we're here.
All right, wake Cassie up.
I'm here.
You're awake. Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the show and where it's going to be?
Sure.
So,
Take it away.
All right. So, basically, this has been something, I've wanted to do for a while. This is in honor for my mom, who passed away from breast cancer back in 2012. The show's, it's for cancer. Everything's going to be donated to the American Cancer Society once the event's over. We're going to be, just great cars. My mom, she was really big in the cars. Same with my entire family. So, I got a classic car in her honor, 69 Camaro that I'm going to be showing at the event. It's going to be a good show. I'm really excited that we're finally getting this all together.
All right. If someone was going to look for the flyer for the show or some advertising, where would they look?
Well, we got. Or I'll let Cassie take that one.
All right, Cassie, what's going on?
Yeah, so you want to go to motorsformagoon.eventbrite.com.
I think you might have to spell that out for us.
Motors for Magoon, MAGOON .eventbrite, BRITE.com.
And I think we got the corner of the Camaro on screen right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty car.
Is that yours, Chaz?
Yeah, that's mine. That's the one. That's the one that's in honor of her.
All right. Both of you have cars. Cassie's got a Chevelle, a Malibu, and you've got the Camaro. And where is this show going to be?
It's going to be at Harley Simi Bowl in Simi Valley, and this is the one on East LA Avenue.
Okay. And when is it going to be?
Sunday, April 8th.
Okay.
At 10 to 3.
10 to 3. Yeah. So Sunday, April 8th, 10 to 3. And this is a first-time car show, or is this something you've done before?
This one's going to be first-time car show. We tried to do it the date actually kind of has a little bit of significance that people might not realize. Because on Monday, April 9th, that's going to be the anniversary of my mother's passing.
Okay.
So we wanted to try to get that the date of the show to be as close as possible to, that time period to kind of really do a memorial kind of thing, as well as, having a lot of fun, having great people out, and enjoying a good day of cars and music and fun.
All right, Cassie, you've been doing some charity car shows lately. How many cars do you expect? You've been getting pretty good turnouts at the shows you've been promoting.
Yeah, so typically I get about 40 to 100 cars, and the lot can actually hold up to 100. So if we can fill the entire lot, that'd be amazing.
All right, now you did a show this past fall or spring, and you expected 50 to 100 cars, but you got closer to 200, didn't you?
I got 115, yeah.
115, okay.
It was a good turnout, and I'm hoping that this show gets about the same. And I say that because I've already heard so many people talking about it, and we already have 10 cars signed up.
Okay. So that's good, and you're getting the word out. We're getting the word out for you, and you'll post it on my Facebook page so we can tell people about it as well, right?
Yes, I did. We actually have a page for the show. It's called Motors for Magoon.
Motors for Magoon. Okay, we see that on screen right now. That's great. Why don't you send a link to our page so we can promote it for you? And that's
absolutely
April 8th. It's a Sunday, 10 to 3.
That's it.
And I think you've got a couple of people that are going to be there to help you liven up the crowd.
Yes.
Anyone,
I think
anyone
one
we know?
of those people would be you.
Oh, okay.
And Randy.
All right, so the plan at this point is for Randy Cardoon from KNX Radio and myself to be there, and we're going to liven things up like we did at the show you did for. What was the show that you did? Why don't you tell us about that? Diabetes. And we had a great time out there. We had now your sister was one of the people there, and she's got a TV show coming up soon, I understand.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not sure if she's going to make it. But, you know, we actually have a pinup contest going.
Okay.
You know, we'll have people there, too.
All right, sounds good. Car show, pinup, music, and entertainment.
What else is there?
There's nothing else there. And remember, the proceeds all going to charity for breast cancer, and you're going to be handling that, Chaz and Cassie. And look for their Facebook page. Check out their flyer. Enter the show and have some fun. I mean, last year it was great, and you give out trophies as well. It's not just to show up and pay your money thing. These are actually judged shows where you'll be giving out trophies and awards. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and Chaz is actually going to be in charge of judging.
He's going to be in charge of judging.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, that takes a little bit of a load off you, Cassie. All right, well, guys, thanks for calling in. We'll get things going for you. Again, post it on our Facebook page so everyone knows about it. We'll get the word out.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Cassie. Thanks a lot, Chaz. We'll talk to you later on.
All right, thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I got this photo recently from Anna. What's the
From
story,
Anna, yes.
Goodness, that's a gas station and mini mart in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Come and Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a warped sense of humor in Oklahoma, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well,
I went
don't forget,
to the
you're the
Darryl
one that
Star-
took the picture.
Well, it was just there.
It was there.
It was screaming.
I
Take my
had
photo.
to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about your trip to Starbirds.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So the annual Darryl Starbird Rod and Custom Show in Tulsa, Oklahoma was a lot of fun. It's a show that rivals what we do here in L.A. With a twist. It's all muscle cars and Darryl's bubble top cars with some customs thrown in and some gassers. And they also take farm trucks and do wicked things with them, with farm equipment. So we went and chopped the top. There's the muscle car contingency. And the Wrench Wench Car Club, which I'm part of, which supports women rodders. That's called the Poncho Pyro. That's a GTO muscle car that's getting fixed. That's one of Darryl's bubble top cars called the... I forgot, but there's a purple one called the Vampira. Anyways, they have racing in this facility as well. There's the Vampira.
Okay, and that was all indoors.
Indoors. So a lot of fun. First time there. I went with Keith Dean, and we had a great event. So, you know, it doesn't matter, like, Cassie, how big your car show is. It all supports the auto industry and the love of automobiles, and that's what it's all about.
That's where the Chili Bowl is right there, isn't it? Is that?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And this was held at the expo where they originally had the Oilman's Expo. So there's a 70-foot driller engineer with a thing outside. So
is that the car you chopped?
No, that's the KKOA Lead Sled Spectacular build. That will be that's a great, isn't that a great?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
great bumper sticker. That's another cool sticker. Obviously, it was running around taking pictures of stickers, but there's some of those crazy farm trucks that they modify.
Okay.
Wow.
And so it was
trippy.
fun. Indoor show and crazy little pedal cars, and that's the event.
Man,
a lot of fun. That's me and Jan.
Which one is you?
That's me on the end.
I know which one is you. Which one is Jan?
There's that golden driller.
There's the driller.
Guy.
Oh, so that's the story.
That is
That's the
one-
story. She's sticking to it.
That's one of the largest freestanding
Oil derricks?
statues in the
really?
Midwest. Yeah, pretty cool.
Painted up with a cowboy hat or something on. I mean, yeah.
So I did want to get to the car you guys were working on too.
There it is.
So, there we go.
So we had that's Frank. That's his 50 shoebox, and I told him that this show was the only place where a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead would chop his car for free.
Yeah,
That's
look
what
at
we
that.
did.
Right with the saws.
The right
there.
side's the same height as the left.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Randy chopping the post.
Okay.
Keith is assisting her. That's Jeff Myers and Kelly Witt. And there's Jan up on the car. She loves sawing. She's one of the original members of our car club. And that's Keith and Jeff taking the top off, and we had a lot of fun.
Did you?
That is some
Looks
surgery
like it.
right
So
there.
I there's the team. Recommend you get out there next year. It's a good show.
And that's before the chop.
That is after the chop, I think.
No.
No, before the chop.
You
I don't
didn't
know.
you didn't add metal on the chop. You,
I don't know what we did.
You took metal away, Hannah.
I was busy taking pictures.
Yeah, okay.
So there's Keith marking it up, and we completely chopped that car in 3 days.
3 days.
Wow.
Wow.
That is amazing.
So when are you going to do your Mustang?
I'm not. I'm going to chop my 55 Studebaker, though, 2 inches.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I was learning
There you
tricks
go.
of the trade.
Practice
so I'm
on someone else's car and then do
Yeah.
it right on yours.
Yeah.
I understand completely. All right, on the phone with us right now, in waiting patiently, one of the racers. Not only does he race or involved in racing, his kids are involved in racing. Chris Costanza, how you doing?
Good evening, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing excellent. Just getting ready to leave the office, but I knew that you guys were on, and especially Tim. And I don't know if he's still in the studio, but I wanted to give a very, very heartfelt thank you, not only on behalf of every racer that goes to Irwindale, but particularly the junior racers. What he has done, I can't put into words. It is so much appreciated, the effort that he has put in to continue with Irwindale. It's unbelievable.
No, and you had both of your sons. You got one son driving right now, and I noticed the younger one or the older one was watching this past weekend.
Correct. Yeah, he my youngest son Nicholas. He's licensed. He got licensed at Irwindale last summer, but he'll be ready. Adam, I'll tell you a quick story. We were loading in for the NHRA divisional at Irwindale, which was just held a couple weeks ago, and I had introduced myself quickly to Tim, and I pointed Tim out to Adam. And for those of you that don't know, Adam is 11 years old. Adam looked at me and he says, "Dad, I need to introduce myself to him, and I need to thank him for keeping the track open." Wow. So we were pitted across from the offices, and I said, "Son, let's go." And we walked over to Tim, and he was busy standing by his truck. And I don't know if Tim recalls this, but I introduced myself, and my 11-year-old put his hand out, and he said, "Sir, thank you very much for keeping this track open." And proud moment. I think I'm raising him the right way. But at 11 years old, I hope that Tim is touched a little bit by that because it's so heartfelt. He's touched a lot of kids by keeping the track open, and that speaks volumes.
I think I'm going to cry.
Yeah,
So
me too,
happy.
Chris. You had me
tell
at
you
hello,
what,
man.
we live in Orange County, and living in Orange County, if we want to go to a test and tune on Thursday night, we check in with Bob Klein, all the track personnel, everybody knows us. But here's the beauty of Irwindale for my family, as well as several other families, junior dragster families. We go and make our hits at the top of the hour, like the track wants us to. We load up, we go home. Kids are ready for school bright and early Friday morning. But the cool part about our kids, unlike their classmates, our kids just got to go 70 miles an hour down a really cool racetrack.
Yeah, you bet, Chris. I actually remember. Thank you very much. That was a cool night. How was the potluck the next day?
It was great.
Sorry,
everything was as smooth as can be.
Awesome. No, we're super happy to have you guys, and you have a great young man there. And in our driver development program on the NASCAR side, I always say that, we're not developing drivers. Hopefully, we're part of developing great young men in this sport that, live a lifestyle of dedication and determination to strive to be better and win. And that's what racers instill in somebody. So pretty cool. Thank you so much, Chris, for all you do for racing in Southern California.
Well, likewise, Tim. It means the world to me that you kept the track open. It's funny. I've raced a lot. I know I only look like I'm about 25 with my good looks, but I'll be 48 this year. And I was born and raised around Southern California drag racing. My racing has taken a back seat, obviously, because I want to be there for my kids. Having said that, the Match Race Madness event that's coming up in June that Steve Sherman is putting on, I will be there with a cool little super stalker having some fun myself.
Cool.
It's going to be at Irwindale, which is awesome.
That's great. You know, I've seen you and Adam and Nicholas out at the track, and your wife, and your son is got to be one of the most mature and pleasant children I've ever come across at the track. Not that we've had any bad ones, but your guys stand out, let me tell you.
Thank you so much, Bob. That put the racing aside, that means the world to me because it lets me know that somehow, some way, I'm doing something right.
You did, and you brought them into the tower. You introduced them to me. We got to show them what we're looking at on the screen, so they had an idea of what we're talking about when they're out there, and they are the stars out on the track.
Oh, you're one of Adam's heroes. He absolutely loves you to death.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thanks for calling in, Chris. We got a bunch of callers waiting. I hope you don't mind we shuffle you off right now.
You guys have a great evening. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, Chris.
Take care.
All right, ladies next, Carol. How are you?
Hello, Bob, and hello, Tim. This is Carol Oberst. They call me Piston Mom.
Hello.
At Irwindale.
You bet.
I'm telling you, Tim, you have saved so many people. Unbelievable. I tell you, we went to City Hall to fight to keep that place open and couldn't do it. But guess what? You came along and look at what you've done. I mean, you have kept the Irwindale family together, and we were in tears when we thought it was going to be the last night. And look at what you've done. It's amazing. You and whoever helps you, we want to thank you, and we will do whatever we can to support the track to help you.
Oh, Carol, thank you so much. We're just happy to be part of a small part of the Irwindale family. And my wife, Lisa, and I, we've put a lot of passion into there. We've literally probably averaging 18-hour days for the last 45 days right now, trying to get caught up over there and try to do a bunch of great things. And it's only because great racers and great people like you share the passion with us. We're just happy to be able to be there and spend all the great time with each other.
Well, it was kind of unusual when they told me that your name was Tim, and I said, does he have the number 50 car? Yeah. And they said, yes. I said, my God. Every time you raced, Marvin, who's the champ there, Marvin Roll,
yep.
He would say, Carol, who do you want to put $1 on to bet who's going to win? I go, 50.
That's great. Yes, thank you very much.
And you're still winning in my book, I'll tell you.
Oh, thank you so much. We love it. We have a lot of fun times. My kids have grown up at Irwindale like a lot of kids have. So we got to save it, and it's literally united we stand. Takes everybody to do it, and all we need is everybody to spread the word. This is literally a network marketing thing, and all we do is a friend tells a friend and tell your friends to tell 10 more. We'll have a lot of people at Irwindale Speedway.
Yes, and I hang out there at the end where you guys get the time slips out.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm there on Thursday nights, and Kevin came over and introduced himself. He's a sweet guy.
Yes.
And I tell you, I can't wait to meet you in actual person.
Wonderful.
One of these days.
I'll come see you tomorrow night.
Well, fantastic. I'll be there.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Carol, for calling in.
Thank you, Carol.
Have a good night.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
All right, every once in a while, we get to ask a tech question of the guys at Edelbrock. And this week, Ron has called in, and he is the assistant manager of the tech department over at Edelbrock. Ron, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Bob. And yourself?
Good. You're working on a bunch of race cars, I think.
We're getting ready to go to March Meet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're headed up to beautiful Bakersfield.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, tell me about what's going on at Edelbrock. We know the last time we had you on the show, Vic was still around with us, but Vic is gone, unfortunately. We lost him this last year. What's happening? What's changing at Edelbrock that we can look forward to?
They are pulling some new products, our new ProFlow 4 systems. For our new EFI, we have come out with new annular discharge carburetors that are just phenomenal. I'm still waiting for my pair. Mr. Smith has already got his, but I guess I'm still second on the list because he's still number one.
Yeah,
I want one.
The boss does have priority there. He Rank?
Oh, yeah.
Rank helps.
Seniority. Has
Seniority.
its priority after 26 years. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been around there how long?
Oh, I'm just a puppy. I've only been there 14 years.
14 years.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
now,
I'm
when
just a
I say
youngster.
you're the tech manager, people who have a tech problem or question about Edelbrock products, they can call in and talk to you, a live person. They don't get farmed
Absolutely.
out to a call center.
Right. We're here in California, and you'd be surprised how many people ask, where am I calling? We're in Torrance, California.
Yeah, your accent's really heavy.
Yeah, real heavy, isn't it, Bob?
Yeah, you speak Chevrolet.
Yes, sir, I do.
So tell us what's going on. You got the new ABS carburetors I've seen. Now, are these replacing the previous carburetors?
They are replacing our Thunder Series carburetors. Those were our top of the line with the adjustable valve secondary. They have introduced this annular discharge style nozzle, and the response as far as throttle response, drivability, even economy is picked up. It's
really
great.
What
So
size
they
is
are
the
going to do away with all the old ABS numbers, and they're all going to be the ABS 2s.
ABS 2s. What sizes do these come in for people?
Right now, there are 500 and a 650, and they're working on an 800 to see how that annular discharge nozzle is going to perform.
So I could put the 500 on my car and actually get some better fuel mileage.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Like I said, I didn't get my carburetors. Mr. Smith got to choose the first pairs, or he says, I can't believe it. He's got that 37 truck with the 383 in it. He goes, it's amazing. The throttle response and the drivability, amazing.
All right. Now, you talked about fuel injection, too, because a lot of people are going to fuel injection on their cars. That's people are not scared of fuel injection anymore. What are you guys coming up with that's going to help them out?
Our new ProFlow 4 system is virtually going to be, you set its parameters and start it up, and it tunes itself.
Oh,
This system is phenomenal.
So just like a factory system that has a driver memory or block learn program.
Yes, sir.
That's great. Now, are those going to be? Are they available now? Or are they coming out soon?
They should be available end of April, early May.
End of May, April, early May. All right, great. So fuel injection, better carburetors for those of you that like the old school stuff. Fuel injection for those of you who want to try something different. Any idea where approximately the price point is going to be on those?
Not at this time, Bob.
Okay.
Nothing gets dropped until the items are available.
Okay, now is this going to be a bolt-on type throttle body system, or is it going to be a multi-point?
It's going to be a complete system: intake manifold, 8 injectors, throttle body, rails, the complete setup.
Wow, this is going to be a real high piece. So it's going to be direct to the from the intake manifold right at the valve.
Direct injection right there at the end of the manifold, right there at the top of the cylinder.
That's great. All right.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
You'll have to put one of those on your Studebaker there,
Yeah,
Anna.
sexy.
Sexy fuel injection. Okay. Ron, I do appreciate you calling in. Thank you for taking the time out of all your work back there. And you got a bunch of cars you're putting together. And like you said, you're getting ready for the March meet up at Bakersfield. Famous Auto Club Famoso Raceway. Got 4 days of racing coming up. The famous March meet. It's been going on since 1957.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys have fun up there. Race hard, race safe.
All righty, Bob. You guys have a great evening.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye now.
All right, our East Coast correspondent is what we call Bobby Schlegel, and Bobby's calling in all the way from New York. Bobby, are you snowed in?
No, we're actually doing pretty good. It was 52 degrees up here today.
What? That's
52.
warmer there than it was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yesterday was 50, so we're doing pretty good. And then tomorrow, Friday night, we're supposed to get a nor'easter, but it's going to be rain, not snow, and heavy. Everybody along the shorelines is going to get blasted with high surfs and everything. So
surf's up in New
here
York.
In the mountains
I like
where
it.
I am, we're pretty good.
You're pretty good. So what's going on in the car scene back there in New York?
All right, I got to run down, so it's going to take me. I'll try and do real quick.
Okay.
First thing, like everybody else, still feel bad about the passing of Dode Martin from Dragmaster. I got in touch with him and Jimmy Nelson, and Dode used to be in touch all the time. You know, when I did my dragster and stuff, my hells are popping. So, all right, let's get on the happy news.
Okay.
New Jersey, Englishtown. Well, you know the big story about that's closing, and they're renting the track facility, the drag strip facility, to Copart for car storage for their auction company. But everything else on the track is still staying the same. They're still going to do the car shows, the bands. They still got the moguls for the bikes to jump and go around, and then I'm going to say it wrong. I got to explain it. When they do the cars with the sliding and stuff, I forgot what they call that.
Drifting.
Drifting.
Yeah, there you go. They're still going to be doing part of that, but the drag racing is done, and NHRA moved the Summer Nationals down to Virginia. So there's still going to be the same amount of races, but it just got moved to Virginia.
Kind of normal driving distance. I mean, yeah,
if they wanted to save Englishtown, they should have hired Tim.
Yeah.
Well, the stories you hear a lot of different street stories and stuff, but the money off of there was outrageous for the 10-year deal and stuff. So, I think anybody who was wanted to take a break from drag racing there, they're still making some pretty good money just for parking cars there.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then Atco Dragway in New Jersey, they got their 2018 schedule on their webpage. And what's nice with Atco, it's close to the shore, and if they get the right temperature and the weather set up down there, that place is like a mine shaft. There's records set all the time down there. So, all right, we're done with Jersey. And then Pennsylvania, we got new owners in Beaver Springs, Pennsylvania, at Beaver Springs Dragway. They're going to do a lot more nostalgia drag racing. They, when Beaver Bob had the track, he started a series with the F-Series Ford motors, and that's all you can race is the F-Series motors for that weekend, and that caught on really good. And the new owner is updating it, and so Beaver Springs is back in circulation, and everybody's all happy with that. Then, also in Pennsylvania, we got New Media Dragway. In New Media, Pennsylvania, that's it's in the middle of a cornfield. It's gorgeous out there. And they're doing for the first time
Are you guys running
year.
ethanol because you're in a cornfield?
There's stuff out there. Yeah, it's. We got a lot of happy cows when the alcohol cars leave. So it's. The atmosphere out there is really good at the end of a good Sunday race.
So if you build it, they will come. Right?
Yeah, there you go. They're doing the New Media 150 for only 150 racers.
Okay.
They're doing a 1,000-foot mark, and this way there's more racing and. There'll be more racers and there'll be more time on the track, and then it's going to be it's a full detailed on their website, and there's going to be live TV coverage from news. I forgot the name of the company. They didn't have it all expressed right away when I got these quick news notices. But go to New Media Dragway, and they'll have everything about the New Media the first time, the inaugural New Media 150.
Okay.
And Maple Grove, the old famous Maple Grove Dragway. They're still going rocking and rolling this year. The race that everybody remembers from Maple Grove, the Keystones, is now going to be called the NHRA Dodge Nationals.
There we go.
And that's on September 27th to the 30th. And then they're going to have the famous, that everybody knows, it's a Division Open called the Dutch Classic. And that's another one almost like Atco, where if the temperature and everything falls in the right position, that's a record-setting event right there also.
There you go.
But that's close to my heart because when I was crew chief on my friend's wagon in '94, we won the stock eliminator at the Dutch. So,
great.
So that's good memories there for us.
Right.
New Hampshire, New England Dragway. They're going to have. They're known for the New England Nationals, NHRA New England Nationals. That's July 6th to the 8th. That's a big major event. Tickets are going quick for that one. Everybody likes it up there. The teams loved it the first couple of times they went up there. And so that's set in stone, ready to go. And my own town, New York, Empire Dragway up near Syracuse, 2000 schedule. And they did a lot of changing around with the track and everything. Some more seats and stuff for the spectators. And they improved on some of their in-track safety rules, like some of the tracks do. They're pushing for the diapers around the oil pans for the motors and the trannies now, and some of the different tranny shields. So they work with NHRA, and NHRA says, yeah, it's a good idea. So Empire went for it. And what's nice with that track, their shutdown area is a half a mile.
Oh, okay. Good.
So you keep right on going. Then my big one is Lebanon Valley Dragway. and that this we're having their July 1st is the Division I Open up there, that they have the division race. And then the big race up there is Dover Drag Strip 10th Annual Nostalgia Race and Show Weekend, which is a 3-day event this year. Dino, who promoting all this, who used to be a track announcer at the original Dover Drag Strip, got, as of now, 4, possibly 6 200-mile-an-hour dragsters going to have a shootout.
Cool.
They got 6, possibly 8 Nitro funny cars, nostalgia funny cars are going to do a shootout. And then we got the lock-in for the 409 Club. All their race cars are only powered by 348 or 409s, anything with the W motors. Last year they had 12 cars. This year they're hoping to bring up over 20.
Wow.
And then the sponsors this year, Dino went out to the performance show out in Arizona last fall. I think it was out in Arizona. Was it the PRI show, whatever it was? The big show out there? Was that at Indy? Okay.
Yep.
He went out there, he talked to a whole bunch of sponsors, and last month, Mallory MSD signed on as a sponsor.
That's great.
So they're coming in. And then the local clubs that are going to be there is Nito. Last year we had 41 cars there with Nito between our nostalgia and comp classes. East Coast Gassers had 21 cars. Requirements for them: cars got to have an I-beam axle, and your headlights got to face the sky.
I like it. All right, hey Bobby, thank you for calling in. We're running out of time tonight. Thanks for calling in. You got gas and the East Coast Report from Bobby Schlegel. Tim, anything to add to it? We talked a lot about some of the stuff that you're doing, but there's lots going on.
Yeah, definitely lots going on at Irwindale Speedway and Drag Strip. Try to have an event going there every day, whether it's a Hollywood rental, which we get a lot of, or a drag strip, or oval track race. We just got to be doing something cool every day. That's what we want to do. We want to make it cool, and the racers will come.
All right, where's the website?
IrwindaleSpeedway.com.
All right, so let's pull that up, show
It's
people.
Save Our Drag Strips, because it's truly American.
And Irwindale is the last racetrack in L.A. County.
That's
correct. We got to support
Everything
it.
else is gone. I mean, Saugus became a swap meet and parking lot for the transit company. So they don't hold races out there, but we used to spend a lot of time out there, myself as well.
Sure.
There's nothing else.
They're going to do dirt racing at Irwindale too, right? Dirt?
Yeah, we've got some plans for some special dirt stuff at the end of the year where we're going to probably put a little dirt on the third mile there and let them go sideways.
That'll be fun. That's fun.
Oh, man.
Yes, we're starting to pile it up over there in turn 2. If anybody comes by, you can see it, stacked over there. So stay tuned with that.
All right, King of the Dale tomorrow night as we do bracket racing and test and tune. Gates open at 4 p.m. Racing starts at 5 p.m. Be there. Good night, everybody. Bruce, take care. We'll see you.
Tim, you're our hero.
Thank you guys.
Yay!
Had a lot of fun. It was awesome.
All right, and hey, if you missed any of tonight's show, the encore presentation comes up next. Thanks so much for joining us for the Great American Auto Scene. Good night, everybody.